Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers you, and welcome to another video. Right then, so, we know the budget's coming. We know we're going to get crippled. So let's just continue to analyse what's been said, how it's been said, and we can start making some educated guesses. I mean, I've already done a video before where I discussed the things that have been muted and thrown out there for us to digest. I've just done recently a video on paper mile, which is another one that's definitely going to come. Any case, let's have a look at this. So, UK must accept hard times or risk ruin, warns Reeves. We're already ruined. Look at her. She's literally, look at the smug, arrogant face on her. And look, if you look at her, she's dead behind the eyes. There's just nothing there. Definite demon, 100%. There's nothing there. Chancellor's warning on the economy comes as unions prepare to vote against winter fuel cuts at conference. Not that that'll make a blind bit of difference to these lunatics. Britain faces economic ruin unless the public finances stabilise. Load of bollocks. That's a lie straight off. We already know. Rachel Reeves will argue on Monday amid the winter fuel rebellion at the Labour Party conference. Yeah. Addressing delegates for the first time as Chancellor, which of course was the big thing. This is I'm the first female Chancellor, because of course that's all that really matters. You may be the first female one, you also will be known as the one that's been the nastiest, hardest and vilest one known to man, and you've done that in less than 100 days. 10 weeks I think they've been in charge now, and they just screw things up over and over and over again. It's just absolutely stunning. Addressing delegates first time as Chancellor, Miss Reeves will insist with tough decisions, which basically means I'm going to go back on everything that I promised, which wasn't a lot because your manifesto was a pile of shite. Might as well have just been picked up and thrown in the bin as it was because, yeah, what a surprise. On spending and taxation are necessary to bring back economic growth. No, you see, because if you overtax us, we won't have any money, we won't be able to go and spend it anywhere, and if we don't go and be able to spend it anywhere, there's no one going to be selling anything, and you'll destroy the economy. If you genuinely believe they're taxing us to shit, yeah, and cutting spending is going to make things better, it really, really isn't. But that just shows you how mentally unstable you are. You're generally mental. Her speech will further raise fears of a raft of tax rises. We already know. We're going to be taxed to oblivion. We really, really are. In next month's budget, Ms. Reeves and Sir Free Gear Kia, the dictator, could also face embarrassment as delegate at the conference for Liverpool vote on whether to oppose the cuts to winter fuel support. They'll just promise some pay rises and they'll do what they're told. The 5 trade unions have thrown their weight behind a motion set to be critical of the government's decision to remove payments of up to £300 from almost all pensioners. But nothing will happen. A formal rejection by conference is one of the first major decisions the government took will be a symbolic rejection of Downing Street's approach. They don't care. You have to understand this. They don't care. They're going to do it any case. These pontificating arseholes who are, in the winter, going to be murderers because you're doing this willfully and it's pre-planned. So that's murder. There isn't any other way of putting it. Arseholes. In her speech on Monday, Ms. Reeves, dead behind the eyes demon, will set out why she must make tough decisions, claiming the Tories left a £22 billion black hole in bollocks. Absolute utter. I've covered this a load of times and a load of other people. There is no £22 billion black hole. In fact, if you go on the EV video, which I've done previous to this one, apparently there's a £35 billion black hole from tax revenue on fuel. So that's 57. There literally is nothing. There is nothing there. It doesn't exist. You can't claim £22 billion hole when you've spent over £30 billion abroad. And that was as soon as you came into power, before you even mentioned the £22 billion black hole. We all see your lies. We all see it. We all smell the bullshit. But in any case, the Chancellor can see the prize and offer if we make the right choice. No. Stability is crucial foundation which our ambitions will be built. Essential precondition for business to invest with confidence and families to plan for the future. How can we plan for the future if you're going to just completely decimate our pockets? If you're going to give us just barely enough money to survive, we're not going to give you anything else, are we? And businesses will not want to come here when they could be taxed to oblivion and have a workforce that is just basically totally unmotivated and is literally scraping by. No, You're idiots. Absolute idiots. The mini-budget showed us the plan for growth without stability can only lead to ruin. No, wrong. The mini-budget would have worked if the Bank of England hadn't caused the run on it. And everybody go, oh, just instead of just believing what you're told, just go and do a bit of reading, a bit of research, and you'll find out that actually it may have actually worked. But they didn't want that because they don't want us to survive. If the miniature budget had come through, we'd all be wealthier now. We'd all have more money in our pockets. We would be spending it and we would be booming. We wouldn't be in the place now where we're already worrying about our energy bills and we're about to get screwed on absolutely everything else. Just think. Don't believe the bullshit that you're being fed. Genuinely. Just please. I'm not telling you how to think. I'm opening the door. It's up for you to walk through it. Really genuinely is. But don't believe everything you say. Stability paired with reform, nothing going to change, will forge conditions for business to invest and consumers to spend. How are we going to spend with confidence if you tax all our fucking money? Sorry for swearing, but it's just, it blows my mind. You want to tax everybody, but then presume that we're going to spend what little money we got. No, we're not. We're going to keep what we got so we can survive. You're brain dead. Genuinely brain dead. You're idiots. Growth is a challenge, investment is a solution. No, it isn't. You're not going to get anywhere. Ms. Reeves also offered new hints about October 30th budget with Free Gear Kia has warned it will be painful. It will be painful. It won't just be painful. It'll be brutal. She said there will be no return to austerity because obviously austerity with a structured choice of our public service investment to growth too. So you're going to do spending cuts. So that's austerity. So you're talking out your arse again. You really do think we're stupid. You must deal with the Tory legacy, which means tough decisions, which is the exact same thing that the Tories said when they came into power after you. Although, to be fair, when the Tories did come in, they came into a note with the words, no money left. Because that's what Labour do best, and this is what they're going to do now. We don't have any ambition for Britain. You have no ambition. Your ambition is to flood it with migrants, kill old people, build stuff for migrants, and let the people who actually live here and the indigenous people just basically disappear into nothing. That's your plan. And you're going to succeed in that. So it'll be a budget with real ambition. No, it won't be. A budget to fix foundations. No, it won't. A Britain to deliver the change we promised. Every change you've promised, you've gone back on. You promised not to cut the winter fuel allowance. Your dictator leader actually put letters out saying that. You lawyers, hypocrites and traitors. The change you've promised is to turn us into a third world shithole. That's what you're going to change. A budget is no rebuild Britain. Britain, you won't make the choices. It's a lie. Absolute, utter lie. The pledge to avoid spending cuts similar to those brought in by George Osborne in 2010 comes amid fears of tax rises in the budget. So I'm not going to give you austerity because I'm going to spend loads. Because you've already spent loads by giving all your union bosses shitloads of pay rises. So to pay for that, you're going to punish us and then expect us, with whatever we've got left, to go and spend it. The only thing we're going to be doing is buying astronomically expensive food because the inflation rate's already climbing. We're just going to struggle to survive. You are going to decimate this country because you think you're being clever. And you're not. You're densile. Absolutely densile. It suggests Miss Reid could unveil greater spending than the Tories have planned in office, which have public spending growing annually by 1% in real terms, but it's unclear how the money would be raised, with tax rises of some form likely to pay for the extra spending. So in other words, we're going to spend money on what our union friends want, and you've all got to pick up the bill. I mean, we're creating GB Energy, which is going to cost a minimum of £8.6 billion. Who's going to pay that? We are. So do you really genuinely think you're going to get cheaper energy bills? Wake up and smell the coffee. Idiots. In a speech, Ms. Reeves will repeat the Labour election were not to increase national insurance, income tax, VAT. Bullshit. National insurance, income tax and VAT are the 56% of the tax income of the government. They want to have all these public spending increases. They're going up and they're going to say, well, it was worse. This is all a ploy. Don't believe it. Corporation tax rate will go up. Trust me. There's no mention of capital gains tax. That'll get destroyed. Inheritance tax. That'll get destroyed. further fueling speculation and tax rises on the wealth are possible. And do you think that's going to be? I mean, I had the leader, that fucking idiot who runs Just Stop Oil, gives the money there, brain dead to it. Oh, well, if you don't like paying taxes in this country because you're rich, leave. Okay, they will. And take their businesses with them and their money with them and their investments with them, and you're going to replace it with what? Brain dead. Not looking at the bigger picture, living in this communist socialist idea that has never worked in history ever. Brain dead. Absolute brain dead. Treasury did, however, indicate they would not scrap the single person council tax discount or introduce a standalone wealth tax. Yeah, they're lying. They're genuinely lying. A motion urging the government to reverse the decision on scrapping winter fuel payments for millions of pensioners is expected to put Labour conference delegates on Monday afternoon. I didn't hear anything about the exact word in the motion. Is set to be decided on Sunday night. It will also certainly explicit opposition to the policy, which trade unions have described as cruel and politically inept. Yeah, it won't make any difference. Winter fuel payments used to be given to around 11 million pensioners to help with colder temperatures. Now only 1.5 million older people on pension credit will receive it. So that's 9.5 million people who are going to die or have the opportunity to freeze to death or eat. One or the other. At least 5 unions, Unite, Unison, ASLEF, FBU and the CWU, urge the delegates to vote in the motion according to union sources. It won't make a difference. Rachel Maskell, Labour MP for York Central, contrasted the scrapping the universal winter fuel allowance with the accepting of freebies. Writing on X, she said, I've been sickened by the revelations of donation. It grates against the values of the Labour Party, created to fight the needs of others, not self. Meanwhile, pensioners having their winter fuel payments, but you didn't stand up for it, Rachel. You didn't vote against it, you abstained. You were a coward. So it's no good banging on about it now, pretending you give a shit when you didn't have the cojones to stand up and say, I don't agree with it, because you were frightened of losing your job. Sit down, Rachel. Shut up. Any case, that's that article done. We all know it's going to be painful. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a couple other videos that I've done before popping up somewhere on the screen. Just click on there if you want to watch them. If you want to subscribe, the little round thing which will be popped up above my head, click on that to subscribe. Please like and share these videos if you can. Giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, it costs you nothing. And the more people who like my content, the more people who subscribe to my content, the more the message gets out to people. And the more the message gets out, the bigger it becomes and the more people we can begin to wake up. Thank you so much for watching. With that, I'm done. So, until the next one.